Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about something that every off-roader needs, whether they're going out on the trail solo or whether they're going out with friends to have fun, and that's recovery gear. This could mean the difference between having a minor setback or having a major disaster. So let's get into it and let's talk about it. All right guys, our friends at Bunker Industries sent us their Buy Recovery Kit A. So what you see right there in the box is what we're going to get inside of it. So let's just hit it real quick on the outside. We got recovery gloves, we got a winch dampener, we got a winch ring, we got a carry bag, we got a 1x30 kinetic recovery rope with 2 soft shackles and a hitch receiver. Let's break this open and see what they look like. All right, what's the first thing we got? We got this nice bag. So this is pretty nice that it comes with a recovery bag. A lot of kits don't, but that's a nice looking bag, guys. You see that up close. Got handles. The material is pretty thick. It's got the big straps in the front, Bunker Industries logo. You can shoulder it, you can carry it. That's really convenient to have. Looks like it has a heavy duty zipper on it. So let's go ahead and bust out what we got in here. So we're gonna break it down and we're gonna talk about each individual item and what it is, why it's necessary to have it in a kit. So it looks like they're going to have the same thing here, how to use the items essentially. Basically, see they're breaking it down. These are gears and accessories. Not everything listed here is going to be in the kit, but it'll still give you an idea on what it is and how it's supposed to be used. So, and especially once we get talking about like the kinetic rope, there's a lot you need to know, a lot of safety stuff, and why we're doing, and you know, basically how to use it properly so you're not, it's not snapping you and hitting you in the face or something. So here's the shackle in the receiver. So I'm gonna show you what that looks like when it is put on the truck. Okay, so that's what that one looks like. That's pretty nice. And of course, this makes it a lot easier to get a strap or a shackle through here in order to have a tow point. All right, so here again, you're going to have your, what do they want to call this? Is your recovery ring. So this is a winch ring. So basically what happens is, just to give you a real quick, I'm gonna put a picture here how it actually goes because I don't have a winch to show you. Essentially, a shackle goes around here or a tree saver, and your winch line goes around this to come back to winch yourself. So basically, you can winch yourself without having to sling your winch around a tree. So you put a tree saver on, you shackle this up like this, and then the winch cable goes around this circle. And effectively, it doubles. It can double your load. So working load limit is 33,000 pounds, which is pretty good. So it's similar to a snatch block. All right, y'all. So we've got these are the soft shackles. All right. So these are really nice because you can wrap them basically around anything, right? You can wrap them. And then what you do here is you make this a little bigger on this end, and then you put this over it like this. And then when this tightens, when it's being, you know, pulled here, it acts as like a slip knot over this. So these soft shackles are really nice to have. And of course, to loosen it up, you know, go like that. So you've got 2 of these soft shackles, which again are really convenient to have. you have a dampener. Okay, so what this does is this goes over your winch line, and it weighs it down. So if your winch ever snaps, this will tug it to the ground rather than it coming and bolting forward towards you. That can still happen, but the reason you have a dampener is for the purpose of it, lowering it to the ground, having a little weight on that line, so if it does snap, it can settle to the ground. And then of course you have your kinetic rope, which is right here, and we're gonna speak more to that. But let me see. I know we probably got a pair of gloves in here somewhere. So here's that line right here. So that's a pretty big line, y'all. Of course, let me put this back in there. Not sure if I'll necessarily be able to show you guys right away how the kinetic line works. And then you have your gloves, and obviously you should be wearing eye protection if you are winching, just in case anything gets out of hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the tailgate, and we're going to talk about each one of these, why it's important, and how to use it, and what exactly you use it for. Okay guys, so right here we have our winch recovery ring. Braking load of, so it says working load limit 33,000 pounds. We have a max braking strength of 66,000 pounds. This is really good to have in place of a snatch block. This will double your winching power. Your winch line goes around this line, and as you notice, you can put a soft shackle in it. So what this would look like is like this. Your soft shackle is attached to a tree. Your winch line could be attached around here, just through this line, and even back to the truck itself, or it could be attached to a tree, whatever angle that you need. But this is a great option to have with you. It's lighter than a snatch block out on the trail, and it's very easy to use. Moving on to the soft shackle, a lot of people choose to go with a soft shackle because it's just easier to use, y'all. It's lighter. It's rust. It doesn't rust. Maybe you get a little dirty, but all you need to do is rinse it off with some water. They're really easy to use. You simply crank this in here. You put it through like this, and then as it pulls, it slip knots this, and now you have a strong connection. And with this one specifically, Bunker Industry has its braking point. Minimum braking point is set at 34,000 pounds, which is incredibly heavy. I mean, obviously this truck doesn't weigh 34,000 pounds. So if you got a couple of these, the pack comes with 2 of them. You are going to be set to go when you want to winch. I've actually got a video of someone using a soft shackle. I think I do. If not, I'll go ahead and I'll put a picture or a video up here so you can see an example of how it's being used. And the same with the winch ring. I'll actually put an example up here in the corner so you guys can kind of see how it's being used. I don't have a winch, so I can't use the block, and I'm not pulling anyone right now. So we're just going over the equipment that you get here, and real use scenarios maybe later when we get back onto the trails. All right, so moving this out of the way, we've got a dampener. So these line dampeners can be used for pretty much, it's mainly used for winch lines, but you can use it for kinetic lines. You don't really need to, though, because the kinetic line stores energy specifically in it. But what this is supposed to do, guys, is this is supposed to basically weigh down whatever line you're using. So if it snaps, breaks, untwines, whatever the case may be, this will weight it to the ground instead of it flying each way at you. You've all seen a lot of devastating videos where that can happen, and this right here prevents that from happening. All right, guys, let's get into the kinetic rope, what it's used for, why we use it, and what's so great about this. The difference between a kinetic rope and a static rope is for pulling, not for snatching. What I mean by that is, let me show you. I'm going to give you a demonstration here just so nobody gets confused, especially if you're new to this, which is perfectly fine. So a standard pulling rope is just used for this. Constant pressure each way. It's not meant for this. It's not meant for a jerk. This rope stores energy. That's where you see all of these finely braided weaves in this line. It's meant to go like this. Do you see how this works right here? It's meant to bulk and then snatch. So the harder you snatch it, the tighter that rope becomes. And what I mean by that is this rope stores energy. The minimum breaking point for this Bunker Industries rope is 34,000 pounds. Okay. Now you have to remember, before you want to make sure this is frame mounted somewhere where you have a frame mounted, a good toe point. You know, if you've got this soft shackle on each side of this rope here, right? You got it in between here. You want to make sure that this soft shackle is mounted to somewhere where it's not going to rip your bumper off or cause any kind of safety or mishap concerns. Back to it. Snatching rope, kinetic ropes are meant for a tug. So basically this rope would have about 6 feet of slack between it. So when those trucks, when the pulling truck pulls, it can store the energy. And then what it does is it stores that energy, and then this end of the truck ends up moving forward towards the pulling end of the truck. So that's why it's called kinetic, right? It stores energy, it releases the energy, and it tugs that vehicle out. Now a static rope is just meant for pulling with no jerk, with no jerking motion. A kinetic rope is used with a jerking motion. As always, have safety precautions. With this specific rope, Bunker Industries recommends about 6 feet of slack before you go ahead and you snatch it, meaning you give it you give gas on that towing vehicle, and you give a good jerk. And you want this rope to store that energy, right? To store that energy, and then yank the other vehicle out, pulling him forward with the force of that kinetic energy that was stored in the rope. So be careful using kinetic ropes. They are much safer than trying to snatch with a non-kinetic rope. That can be very dangerous, guys. That's how you get stuff that breaks, it flings, it can hurt people. So be very, very cautious with that. But this kinetic rope, I know I'm not using it right now, but it looks high quality. The weaves are good, no weaves are broken. And when you do a good inspection of this rope, then you can tell that it is really nice. So you can manipulate it with your hand and you can see those weaves tighten, right? That's what you want. You want to be able to feel that tightness and that grip inside of it. And you want to be able to look at these weaves, and you can tell that this is actually made pretty darn well. And you want to just always do a visual inspection of your rope before you're using it, so you're not getting yourself into a safety predicament where it ends up breaking or snapping or something like that. So the kinetic rope is exactly what you think it's used for. It's meant for jerking. It's a jerking motion, okay? This is not a standard non-kinetic rope. So use it for what it's intended to be used for. This is used to store energy and jerk someone out. A regular standard non-kinetic rope is used for pulling. If you're just trying to give someone a pull and you don't need to really jerk them, you can use a regular rope. This is meant for someone who is stuck and you need the energy stored in the rope to get them out. All right, guys, so we're getting down to our shackle. So this is going to be our receiver shackle, which is really nice. So this is the one that comes in the unit. All it does is, you can see it's got 2 holes. So whether you want your shackle to hang like this, or you want to pull it like this, you can choose either or. And these are really, really nice because, again, you have your soft shackle. So again, this is the difference between a hard shackle, a steel shackle, a soft shackle. With this, you'd be able just to put your rope through here, right? And this is how you would end up, whoops, I forgot I didn't have it in there all the way. Anyways, so you would be able to secure that, all right? That's how that would secure. And you can use this either way here, and that's how it's supposed to work. And they do a really good job. They're simple yet effective, both the soft shackle and the hard shackle hitch series, which I really like this one. I think this one is really nice. And of course, you know, you're gonna have to have a means to secure it in there. So if you guys wanted to see me secure it in there, I mean, it's as simple as that right there. Secured, easy day. You can get a good pull. Obviously this is frame mounted, it's a class 3 hitch. So just be aware when you're pulling with these, if you know, use a receiver that's frame mounted if you're going to be pulling from one of these points, and you will be good to go. But this is a solid shackle, looks good. I like the color, and yeah, I think it's really this is a huge benefit to the kit right here. Not all of them come with that, but this one does. All right, guys, that's a wrap up for today's breakdown of must-have recovery gears: winch ring, soft shackles, winch dampener, shackle receivers, and a kinetic rope. So, I mean, whether you're tackling tough trail solo or even wheeling with a crew, having the right gear makes all the difference with you getting back safe or getting out safe, right? Hopefully you found this video helpful. Do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe. If you haven't already, drop a comment below. Tell me what recovery gear you travel with, or which one you would prefer to have maybe in this set. This is the Bunker Industries set, and I think it actually covers quite a bit of gear, which gives you that bang for your buck, and I'll have all of the links in the description for you. Thanks for watching, and I'm just going to show you real quick on this ending where you want to hook some of these toe points up, and what my truck's got. So if we're coming over to the Jeep Rubicon, I don't have an actual hitch on this one, right? Gosh darn it, Jeep. But I have a winch mounted toe point here. You can put a soft shackle on. When you're coming up around here, I also have another point here, another point here. These are the ones you would want to use for this, for the Rubicon specifically, because I don't have a receiver yet. Here is on the Chevy. You got a toe point here. You got a toe point here, and of course, coming down, you have the receiver here that you can use. And of course, I always keep one of these on all the time, so for whatever one you got. Of course, this package comes with one, and the Bunker Industries one is awesome, and I'm gonna end up keeping this with me, either in the Jeep or the truck, especially as we go on our travels. So guys, that's it for today. Really appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We're still building up these rigs, but the Bunker Industries, remember, they sell a whole bunch of recovery gear, so check them out. Don't just check out their recovery gear pack. That's what this video is for. But they have traction boards, and they got everything. So I'll have the link in the description. Check them out, give them a shot, and you'll be seeing more of their products being in use when we get back out on the trail. But this was just covering your basic recovery gear, what you should have, and their pack has it all, y'all. So check it out. Thanks for watching.